It's novelty times again at KIPP, and some of the highlights are in this little magical box, and we can take a look at them together now. KIPP has now over 70,000 parts in their portfolio, and if you want to find the novelties here, you don't have to scroll through them. You will find them combined on one page in their online catalog. Let's take a look into our little magical mystery novelty box here and check out what we will find. This is a set of indexing plunger mini. Same functionality, but a smaller part. We talked about indexing plunger before, but I will explain the functionality. You screw the part into one part, and the pin at the front goes into a hole into another part, and so you can lock two parts perfectly positioned to one another. And if you pull this little plastic knob here, the pin releases and the parts are disconnected again. Usually this part was a little bit bigger, like this one here, but now we have the mini version. And to mount it even easier, you can get one with a mounting flange. Let's check out the next novelty in our little magical mystery novelty box here. And this is a locking pin with a folding latch at the end. Whenever you want to attach two parts to one another and they need to be able to rotate, for example, you can do this tool-free with this locking pin. First of all, you make the latch straight, then you pull the whole thing through a hole, and at the end of the last part, you just fold the latch and everything is safe. And you can do this with gloves on, and that makes it much easier than to have to pull a small little splint inside a tiny little hole at the end of a locking pin. That's not a world novelty here, you can get those pins from other brands as well, but this is a KIPP product, which means that it's a high quality product. The diameter here, for example, is made with very small tolerances, and also the length between the latch and the head is made with a very small tolerance. So it's a really high quality product. Let's check out the next novelty out of a little magical mystery novelty box here. And this is a locating pin. And that's a perfect part for everyone who works on a machine table, because this little element down here goes into the slots of your machine table. And on the top you can mount something else. Imagine placing 4 of those parts onto your machine table, and then you can mount, for example, a base plate with grit holes on top of it. And on this base plate with the grit holes, you can mount a lot of different things, like jigs or any other clamping devices. And if you change the base plate, you don't have to find the perfect position every time, because of this locating pin gets the position from your T-slots. Let's check out the next novelty out of a little magical mystery novelty box. And we have 2 centering pins. This is for guys who work on 5-axis machines, for example, that have a machine table but without any T-slots in it. And if you want to have T-slots, you can mount a base plate with T-slots or with grit holes, or you can mount an angle plate or a clamping tower, whatever you want. But to mount them on the proper position, you need those centering pins. And we have one for the center hole, and we have one for the aligning hole. And with those parts, you can change whatever you mount to your machine table, and you're sure that the parts are in the right position. Thank you for watching, and as always, if you have any question, whether it's to one of the products we took a look at today or to one of the other novelty products at the KIPP online catalog, feel free to write a comment down below. I will read it, I will answer it, and see you next time.